3. Hey everyone, this is Brian from ActiveMelody.com. Well, this week we're going to be taking a look at a Chet Atkins Fingerstyle blues in the key of E. And so I'm going to break down and show you how to play everything I played in the intro note for note. Now, I did say this is fingerstyle, so with the right hand, I'm not using a pick in my right hand. So if you're new to fingerstyle, if you haven't done it before, this would actually be a great lesson to jump in on, because I'm going to break it down and show you what the thumb is doing and all the other fingers as well. So I'm going to split this lesson into two parts. So in this first video, we're going to take a look at part 1. But if you want to watch part 2, and if you want to also download the tablature for this lesson, you can get them at ActiveMelody.com. Just look for EP057. So let's go ahead and take a look at part 1. Alright, so let's go ahead and break down this first half. Now I'm going to be spending a lot of time talking about the right hand and what the right hand is doing. Anytime you're playing fingerstyle, the difficult part of fingerstyle is what the right hand is doing. The left hand is actually pretty simple. We're just going to be making some chords and some basic shapes with the left hand. Again, you may notice that my fingernails are longer on my right hand. That is not necessary to play fingerstyle. Really, it's more of a tone thing. You get a different tone with longer fingernails. It does help you somewhat if you're, to grab the strings, but there's a lot of great fingerstyle players that don't have long fingernails, so don't think that you have to grow them out to be able to do this. So okay, so let's get started. So the first chord that we're going to make here is an A7, and the way we fret that is I just take my pointer finger and I bar the first 4 strings on the 2nd fret, like that, and then I take my ring finger and I push down on the 3rd fret, 1st string, and I play the first 5 strings. So I play 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. That gives me an A7th chord, which is a real nice bluesy sounding chord. Now that we have the left hand down, here's what the right hand is doing. So you can see the left hand just stays holding that chord. The right hand is doing all the intricacies and all the work. So let's break it down by the thumb part first, and then we'll introduce the other fingers. So the thumb, when you're playing fingerstyle, the thumb is always covering what the bass note would be, so the bass guitar. Really, your thumb becomes your bass guitarist. So here's what this sounds like with just the bass part, or just the thumb part. So you can see what I'm doing is I'm playing strings 5, 4, 6, 4, 5, 4, 6, 4. It's just a little pattern. And I'm doing them all with the thumb. Now you may also notice my left hand is doing this a little bit. That's just to sort of dampen the sound. If I just held it down, it would sound like this. You can hear how it all just starts to ring out a little bit. It's almost like holding down the sustain pedal on a piano. By kind of squeezing and releasing, I'm able to control that sound a little better with my left hand. So I'm just kind of pushing down as it's almost like my 2 fingers are in sync with each other on that. Okay, so that's what we're doing with the left hand, the thumb. Now, if you're new to this, I wouldn't go any further than that. Just start by trying to get that. Tap your foot and just trying to get it to land it right, and the notes are happening right on the beat. It's 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. Okay? Now, in addition to that, I'm going to do this slowly, but what we're going to do, that's the first thing. So here are the notes I'm doing outside of the thumb. I'm playing this. So it's ring finger on string 1, middle finger on string 2, pointer finger on string 3. So it's just those 3. Now you have to put the 2 pieces together. This is where it's a lot like patting your head and rubbing your stomach. You know, it's one of those things that it's going to seem very awkward in the beginning, but just do it slowly and try to do it with me. So we're going to start with that first note, which is the 5th string, the open 5th string, the A note. Just repeat that over and over again. Watch what's happening here. When I play this note, when I play this, the 4th string, notice I'm going to go ahead and grab the 1 string at the same time, so I'm pinching both of those at the same time. That happens by itself. That happens by itself. Then when I play that, when I play strings, I play strings 3 and 4 at the same time. Pointer finger and middle finger to grab both notes at the same time. So when you hear it slowly, it doesn't make sense, but so that's just what you want to get. Just get a little bit of a groove going. And like I said, in the beginning, do not worry about speed. You are going to be slow. That's okay. That's actually good. You just want to focus on accuracy. Speed will come over time. It's just muscle memory. And so anybody can do this. It's not that, you know, people that play fingerstyle have a different skill set, or it's none of that. Now, it may take some people longer. It took me a long time to be able to do this. I'm a slow learner, so I feel your pain if you've struggled with fingerstyle, because it's not easy. But once you get it, you get it. It just clicks. It's like riding a bike. All of a sudden, you can just do it, and you wonder why it was ever difficult. So then the second time through, I went. Let me do that really slow. And again. So we're starting that by playing strings 5 and 1 at the same time. Then I play string 2. I'm sorry, when I play string 2, I play string 4 at the same time. So I do string 2 with my middle finger and string 4 with my thumb. Obviously, any of these strings 6, 5, and 4 are done with the thumb. So hear how those come together? Then we do string 1 by itself, string 6 by itself. Let's just do those notes. Hear it? Now after that I play. And for that I'm playing string 2 by itself, and then strings 3 and 4 at the same time, using my pointer finger and middle finger. I'm sorry, pointer finger and thumb, rather, thumb on the 4th string. So let me play through that whole second little part. It goes. Let me do it slower. You can hear pay attention to which notes you play by yourself, by themselves rather, and which notes you play together. So these are together, those are together, this is by itself, this is by itself. This is by itself, and then these two are together. So alright, so now let's put those 2 pieces together, and we'll have the A 7th part down. So what we have is. And you hear how it kind of rolls? It all makes sense. If I do it, let me do a real slow version for you, so you have. Now, it's gonna come. Just trust me with this. Just practice that, and I honestly, just try and get that down. If you're struggling at this point, you know, just really try repeating that A7th and not going any farther. Set a metronome and just see if you can repeat parts and just make some kind of a melody out of that A7th part. Okay. Now, one thing I have not mentioned is how I started this thing. So I went, and to start those first three notes, I just play an open E string, low E string, or the open 6th string with my thumb. Then I take my ring finger and I come to the 2nd fret on the 6th string, and I slide up to the 4th fret. And then I play the open A string, and that puts me right in position to play the chord. Alright, so there's the A part. Then we come to the E part, and it goes like this. Now the E part is going to be a little easier because the bass part, instead of jumping between, you remember the A, I jumped between 5, 4, 6, 4, 5, 4, 6, 4. That was the thumb pattern. But when we go to the E part, I'm just going to play string 6 and string 4, like this. Now that's how I do this. Now you could, another finger player might play it like this. And keep in mind my left hand, I'm just playing an E chord. But it's easier for me to go back and forth between the 6th string and the 4th string, and it actually sounds okay to my ear. Just like that. Okay, so you have two ways to do it once you get a little more advanced, and you can mix it up a little. So the first part, then we come down and play. Now, again, I'm just making an E chord here in first position. So that's all that's all the bass part's doing, the thumb part. String 6 and 4, 6 and 4. Now, but in addition to that, here's what the melody does on top of the bass. It goes. So a few things are happening. Let me just isolate the melody so you can hear what that sounds like on its own. So I'm playing the open 1 string, or the open E string. Keep the E chord shape down the whole time. Then you can see my pinky back here. It's coming down on the 2nd fret, 2nd string. Okay, then watch my pointer finger. So now I'm playing, oh, and by the way, I'm doing strings. Anytime I'm playing string 1, I'm using my ring finger. Anytime I'm playing string 2, for the most part, I'm using my middle finger. And anytime I'm playing string 3, I'm using my pointer finger. So that those fingers kind of align with those strings. So we have. Then we do this little hammer-on. The hammer-on is on the 3rd string. So I'm hammering on to the 1st fret, 3rd string. So we have. And after that, I just come back and repeat the 1 string and the open 1 string, and then the 2nd string, 2nd fret. And that's just going ring finger, middle finger, ring finger, middle finger. And that's just string 1, 2, 1, 2. The timing is like that. So let's put it together with the bass. I'll do it slowly. We have. Now, let me do that really slowly and talk it through. So we have. It starts with the open 6th string by itself. Now here you're playing 2 notes at the same time, so you're playing the 4th string and the 1 string at the same time. Back to the open 6th string by itself. So that's where we are up to this point. Now I'm going to play the 2 string with that fret there on the 2nd fret using my pinky by itself. And right after I play that note, then I come back with my thumb by itself and play the 4th string. So you can see there's a lot of isolated notes, but it's the timing of them that make it all work. So if we did it real slow, it'd sound like this. Those 2 are together, remember that. Okay, now after that, this will be kind of tricky because when you do the hammer on, as soon as you do the hammer on, you hit that bass note with your thumb, the low 6th string, just like that. They happen at the same time. Okay, so we have now we're going to play those 2 at the same time, so that's strings 2 and 4. And again, I'm fretting there with my pinky on the 2nd fret, 2nd string, and playing my thumb on the 4th string. So the timing there. So it's now this would be something that's a lot easier to see and understand with the tablature, just as a reference. So if you're scratching your head at this point going, I don't get this, look at the tablature and just slowly follow it, but you'll be able to do it. And don't shy away from it if you try it and it seems too hard. Just keep at it. Do a little bit every day. Just try and get 2 chords. Just do the A 7th chord. And the E chord. If that's all you can get, that's fine. That gives you something to practice, though. Okay, so after the E chord, we come to the B 7th chord. And for this chord, let me show you again, just like we've done, let me show you what the bass part is doing. So the bass, again, what the thumb part is doing. Now you can see, I'm going to show you how to fret this. So to fret this B 7th chord, middle finger goes down 2nd fret, 5th string, pointer finger goes down on the 1st fret, 4th string, ring finger goes down on the 2nd fret, 3rd string, and that's a B 7th chord. Now you can add your pinky here at on the 1 string, 2nd fret, to get a sound like that. Or you can leave it off. Either way, you got a B 7. So when we do the bass part, you can notice something happens here. Look at my middle finger. So it starts off there. So the notes, the strings we're playing, the pattern of the strings is 5, 4, 6, 4, 5, 4, 6, 4. Same as that A chord when we did that. So 5, 4. To do the 6, 4, we have to take our middle finger and push down on the 2nd fret, 6th string. So 6, 4. See, watch the right hand. 5, 4, 6, 4. 5, 4, 6, 4. Now, in addition to that, we're going to do this. So the notes I'm playing Again, just remember that how your fingers line up with the strings. Ring finger on 1, middle finger on 2, pointer finger on 3. So we do keeping that shape with my pinky down, the B7 shape with my pinky down the 2nd fret, 1st string. We play strings 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and that's the timing. Now that has to happen on top of the bass part. It seems impossible, I know, at first when you first hear this and first trying it, but I promise you, it'll come. Just stay with it. So here's the slow breakdown. So we start on string 5. I'm not going to call out the frets. I'm going to assume that you have this shape down, this B7th with your pinky down here on the 1 string, 2nd fret. So we're going to start with a 5 string, and then we're going to do strings 4 and 2 at the same time. Middle finger, ring finger. So after that, after you do the 2 at the same time, middle finger comes up here to play the 6th fret, I'm sorry, the 6th string, 2nd fret. Now we're going to play these 2 individual notes. So it's string 4, I'm sorry, string 3 and string 4. Pointer finger, middle finger. So all together it sounds like this. Let me do it slowly. You can start to hear the timing of it. Hear that? That's what gives it the feel. Okay, so that's as far as we made it. Then I came up and played. Now, for that, again, pinky's down on the 2nd fret, 1st string, and then we're going to play this. So that's string 1 and 5 at the same time. String 2 by itself, but we're going to play strings 3 and 4 at the same time. So we're starting here. Hear how those are at the same time? Same time, individual, and same time. Now, individual, that's the 1 string by itself. The 6th string by itself, again, fretted here. Remember, you bring your middle finger up. So we have so after that low 6th string, then we're going to play string 2 with our middle finger and strings 3 and 4 with our pointer finger and middle finger like that. And when you put it all together, that B7th chord sounds like this. And again, just practice. But once you get that down, you'll be able to use that, you'll be able to play any chord and use that little technique with your right hand. So let's put those 3 chords together. So remember, we have an A 7th chord, and we have an E chord, and we have a B 7th chord. Okay, so all together, and remember the little intro part, it went like that. Very simple intro. So then it just goes back to the E chord, and I played it a little different that time. It goes. So again, the thumb is just going between strings 6 and 4. Remember that for the E part. That's how I do it. Now you could do 6, 4, 5, 4 and keep that same pattern going, but it's just, I don't know, I like it different. I like to change it up a little, I guess. So the thumb part's pretty easy, 6, 4, 6, 4, 6, 4, 6, 4. But then on top of that, the melody goes. And so I'm just playing string 1, the open 1 string, with my ring finger. Then I'm going to take my middle finger, remember middle finger on the 2nd string, and I'm going to do a hammer on. As soon as I play that it's really an open string, but I just keep the E chord here, just out of convenience. But after I hit that open string, I'm going to go ahead and hammer on with my pinky to the 2nd fret, 2nd string. And then we're back to the 1 string, back to the 2nd string on the 2nd fret. And that's just the open string, open 2 string rather. And then the 2nd fret, 2nd string. So altogether, the second part sounds like this. Let me do it slowly. Together, those two are together. Now notice what happened there. It's where when I do the hammer on. As soon as I do the hammer on, I play string 4. So it's together, 1 and 6, 2 and 4 together, and there I played strings 2 and 6, but then I did the little finger, my pinky finger on the 2nd string, 2nd fret. So the last note is that 4 string within the E chord there. It's really the 2nd fret on the 4th string. Okay, so if we play them all together, now we have. Okay, and really that's all there is to that first part. Then it would repeat. The only difference is the turnaround part. I did this little thing, which is actually pretty easy. I'm just using my pointer finger, my ring finger on my right hand, and I'm playing strings 1 and 3 for all of those. I just let my finger slide up here, my middle finger up to the 4th fret, 3rd string. Then I'll walk it down 1 to the 3rd fret, 3rd string. 2nd fret, 3rd string. 1st fret, 3rd string. So it sounds like that. So really that high 1 string is ringing out with each one of those notes. So then after that little part, I went. So the thumb again, 6, 4, 6, 4. So it goes. So the notes, the melody notes on top of that are. Now again, I'm just keeping the E chord here. So it's the 1 string, 2nd fret, 2nd string, played with my pinky on top of the E chord. That's just the open 2nd string, 2nd string, 2nd fret, and then back to the high E string, or the 1 string, the open 1 string. So it's, all together it sounds like this. And I do that right at the end of. Alright, so let me put it all together and we'll have the first part. So we have. Well, that's all I have for part 1. Make sure you watch video 2 again at activemelody.com. Look for EP057 and you can download the tablature for this lesson, and I'll walk you through step by step how to play the second half, which happens a little higher on the neck.